Hello everyone, welcome back to Blackbox testing technique session part 2. So today we will be discussing rest of the testing technique. In part 1 we discuss equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis. So those who are not present in this session can subscribe the channel and view the testing technique session part 1. And today we will be discussing decision table based testing, state transition and error guessing. So let's start with the rest of the technique. So decision table testing technique. So first of all, you should know what is decision table. The decision table is a software testing technique which is used for testing the system behavior for different input combinations. And this is a systematic approach where the different input combinations and their corresponding behavior are captured in a tabular form. So here different input combination means that when we have a some form input form where we have different fields, like let's consider the login form, so where we have uh, username, we need to enter user password, then we click on submit button. So there we can have different combinations of input, like user enter incorrect username but enter correct password. Another combination could be user enter correct username but incorrect password. So like that we have different combinations, and for each combination we have different rules. Like in login form, it will allow the user to log in only when the username and password both are correct. So let's see how we can solve this problem with the help of decision table technique. So before that, you should know why decision table is important. Decision tables are very much helpful in test design technique, and it provides a regular way of stating complex business rules which benefits the developer as well as testers. So when we write our business rules and various input combinations in tabular fashion, it becomes easier to understand, and it is helpful for maintaining the requirement management as well. Now let's suppose there is a screen, login screen, where we have two input text box, email, one for email and another is for password, and there is a submit button. Okay, so in decision table representation, input versus rules, cases or test conditions are re- represented in the form of table. So let's suppose the working condition for this login form is if user provides the correct username uh, or email, here username means email, and password, the user will be redirected to the user will be redirected to the home page. If any of the input is wrong, an error message will be displayed. An error message will be displayed. So So whenever user enter correct, my test criteria is to test for correct username, correct password, incorrect username, incorrect password, and incorrect email, or correct password and correct email and correct password. So let's see how we can represent this in the decision table form. So this is the way we make decision table. Here I need to test for the two inputs. I have two input, username and password. So each input I represent in row for row, and last row will be of output, and various rules I mean conditions we will represent in columns. So here we have four rules. Rule one is when both are fail, then output should display error. If username and password, out of them one is correct, then also it should display validation error message. And rule 4 is when both are true, then only user will redirect to home screen. So T means here represent, these are the various reasons. T means correct username or password. False means wrong username and password. E means error message, and H is home screen is display. So this is how you can represent any testing form or sheet in the tabular form. So this is basically known as decision table. Now how to interpret these cases? So we, as per the four rules, we have four test cases. Test case 1 is user and password both are wrong and the user is shown error message. Second is user is correct but password wrong, then also it should display error message. Similarly for case 3, and in case 4 both are correct and user is navigated to home page. So this was an example of building a decision table in software testing. So as you can see how easily we are able to write our test cases with the help of decision table. Next, these are the advantage. We can solve any complex business through this test cases scenarios. It, we can work iteratively through decision table, simple to understand, and everyone can use this method to design the test cases and scenarios. It provides complete coverage of the test cases, which help to reduce rework on writing test scenarios and test cases. Next testing technique is state transition testing. So these are the important points related to this technique. In this testing technique, changes made in input condition cause state changes or output changes in the application under test. So whenever there is change in input condition, it causes the change in the state. Okay. For example, if we consider in the upcoming slide, uh, we will check the example of ATM machine. So in ATM machine, if you enter the incorrect pin number, then it will won't allow to user to withdraw the to uh, draw the money from the machine. So yeah, so like that there are various uh, states of the machine. Second, state transition testing helps to analyze behavior of an application for different input conditions. Tester can provide positive and negative input test values and record the system behavior. Helpful where we need to test different system transitions. There are two main ways to represent or design state transition. One is state transition diagram and another is state transition table. So in next slide we will see how we can uh, test with the help using this technique. So let's take the example of ATM system. There is a ATM system where user enters the invalid password 3 times and the account will be locked. Okay, so there are 3 trials. If third time also the user enter incorrect password, he is not allowed to further withdraw the money from the ATM machine. If so, here is the system behavior. If user enter a valid password in any of the first 3 attempts, the user will be logged in successfully. If user enters the invalid password in first or second try, the user will ask to re-enter the password. That means the user is allowed to enter the password again only after first attempt and second attempt. And after third attempt, he is not further allowed and he is locked completely. And finally, if the user enter incorrect password third time, the account will be locked. So this is the state transition diagram for the above problem. First, user will start. he he will first time, suppose he enter the correct pin, then access will be granted, means machine will reach to access granted state. If first time user enter incorrect pin, then he will ask to enter the pass pin again, that is in second try he will reach to second try. In second try if he enter the correct pin, then access will be granted again. But if he enter incorrect pin, then he will reach to third try. In third try if user enter correct pin, then access granted. But this time if we enter incorrect pin, the account will be locked. So you can see, based on the input input data, the state of the machine is changing. Okay, so state is behaving differently. That means if user enter third time incorrect pin, then it won't reach to access granted state, it will reach to account block state. Same thing. So in this diagram, let's study the each and every uh, component of the diagram in detail. So states, first is states. The software might get in example first try, second try and third try. So state means when a software reach in different state. So here it is represented state, we are representing with yellow box, that is first try, second try and third try. These are the state. Transition. So when state moves from one state to another, that is known as transition, and this transition is represented by arrow. So each state is connected to another state by arrow. You can see, so this represent the state transition. Then event, the that originate transition, like closing a file or withdrawing money, example incorrect pin. So event is the which causes the transition. So incorrect pin causes the transition. So incorrect pin is, here is the event. So as you can see in the diagram, in the first try, if incorrect event take place, then it reaches to second try. But if he doesn't enter incorrect pin, correct pin, then it will reach to access granted. So these are known as event. Actions that result from a transition. Okay, so when user enter incorrect pin or correct pin event, so some action took place, that is either it will show error message or cash will be withdrawn. So these are the actions and these are represented by this box like X. These are action access granted and account block. These both are actions. So this is all about state transition diagram, and this is the explanation of diagram which I already explained to you. When the user enter the correct pin, he is moved to the access granted state. If he enters the wrong password, he is moved to the next try. If he does the same for the third time, account block state is reached. So this is how the help of state transition diagram we can do the testing for the software component which is state based. And for the above diagram we can make represent state transition table as well. So here we have 6 states. One is start, first is S2 is first try, S3 second try, S4 third try, and S5 access granted, and S6 action blocked. And this is the column for correct pin and incorrect pin. If at the start user enter the correct pin, then it will reach to S5 access granted state. If user enter the incorrect pin, then it will reach to the next state, that is S2 state. And if in the first attempt user enter correct, then S5, otherwise it will reach to S3. Similarly, Um, Second attempt, if we enter incorrect pin, then correct pin S5, otherwise it will reach to S4. S4 is the third attempt, and in third also, if correct pin is entered, it will reach to S5, otherwise account is blocked. So this is how we can draw state transition table for the above technique. I hope you understand this, so you can practice this with any other example. So this is the explanation of the state transition table which I explained you. Next is error guessing technique. This is the last technique. Error guessing is a technique in which there is no specific method to identify the error. It is entirely based on the experience of the tester, where the tester uses the experience to guess the problematic area of the software. In this approach, every test engineer will derive the value for input based on their understanding or assumption of the requirement. Okay, and when we do not follow any kind of rule to perform error guessing technique. So in this technique, basically tester uses his past experience or knowledge to test the application. For example, we every tester knows that whenever we enter any blank field in the input box, it should display some error message. So on the basis of his experience, he can check each and every input for the blank input field, and some and suppose tester know every tester know if we divide by 0 is not possible, so in that case also he can use this kind of technique. The main purpose of error guessing technique is to deal with all possible errors which cannot be identified by informal testing. It must contain all the including sets of test cases without skipping any problematic area. This technique accomplishes the characteristic left incomplete during the formal testing. So these are the few example of error guess based testing. Enter blank space into the text field, null pointer exception, enter invalid parameter, divide by 0, use maximum limit of the files to be uploaded. Okay, suppose maximum limit of file is 1 kilobyte, and so in that case tester can use his experience, he can try to upload a 1.5 kilobyte file. So these are the basic techniques. And next is error examples of error gas based testing. A function of application require a mobile number which must be 10 characters. Suppose we need to test a mobile number field. Everyone knows that mobile number is of 10 characters. Now we can use our error guessing technique here. What will be the result if the enter character is other than a number? What will be the result if enter character less than 10 digit? What will be the result if the mobile field is blank? So here we can use our these experience based test cases to test the mobile number field. So this is one of the example of error gas based technique. So everyone actually use this technique while testing, and this is basically used which are those test cases which are not covered by other testing techniques. So this is all about the black box testing technique. So in this we learn the equivalence partitioning technique, boundary value analysis, then state based testing, decision table testing, and last one is error gas based testing. So all these techniques are used for designing the test cases. So hope you like this session, and for the part 1 video, please subscribe my channel and view that video before watching this part 2 technique. And I will be coming with the uh, testing technique based interview questions in the next slide. So don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you have any query, feel free to message me on my email or my YouTube channel or Facebook account. Thank you very much. Bye bye.